Get you some money, you're gonna feel different.
Straight up.
You might even, all that other advice I could have gave you, this is the short version. You know, get you a couple dollars, man. You're gonna feel different.
Next with Net Hustling. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
Usually don't celebrate nobody downfall, man, but hey, I guess everybody could understand when it come to Chud. It's a great time when he having a bad time. He was in court. It didn't go good for him at all. Flacco doing the heavy lifting. With no further ado, let's see what Chud and these courts proceedings have been up to.
Chud the Grifter received some very terrible news this morning, and the best part about this, we all got to watch him receive this terrible news. To think all you had to do was just leave black people alone? All you had to do was literally just leave people alone. Man, Chud heard that judge bang that gavel and he said, he was back in court today in front of a judge for a bond hearing. And this bond hearing, his first appearance, was the first time that Chud and his supporters really understood the gravity of these charges and the gravity of the moment. They were talking about these charges as if Chud would be out by Monday. But today, they finally got the message.
Business like we do every day. If you can't do that, I will give you a chance to go ahead and leave now, because anybody that calls any kind of disturbance at all is subject to being in direct contempt and serving 10 days in jail and a $50 fine or both. Just want you to know that. We're not going to put up with any outbursts or any shenanigans today. Okay? Any questions? Okay. What do we got? State versus Dalton Etherly. And bring this Etherly out.
I think this dude train wreck happened faster than loose coochie lips. Loose cannon, after he had a good year, 12, 13, 15 months. As soon as I've been hearing about Chud, it's like it was like 6 months or less. Bam! He crashed in the worst way. That's crazy.
Good morning, Mr. Etherly. You're here this morning, case number 26 CR 5295. You're charged in count 1 of criminal homicide, 39-13-201. That's an 8 felony. It's punishable by 15 to 60 years in state penitentiary.
All this for some clout. Imagine the fuck out of that. Wow.
Count 2 is employment of firearm during a dangerous felony, 39-17-13-24. That's a D felony. Normally, that range of punishment would be 2 to 4 years in state penitentiary. However, by statute, this case is a charge is enhanced, and if you don't have any prior convictions, it's a mandatory 6-year sentence at 100%. Count 3 is ag assault with serious bodily harm, 39-13-102. It's a C felony, carries a range of punishment 3 to 15 years in state penitentiary. Count 4 is reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon, also a C felony, 3 to 15 years in state penitentiary. Have you hired an attorney yet, sir?
I don't know if it's me seeing a judge say these numbers or my hatred for Chud, but I ain't never done math this quickly before in my life. I was calculating it up as he was reading.
I was just thinking, boy, they breaking him off with the mathematics. But how many times do we see our people get mathematic thrown though? It's crazy to see him beg for this and get exactly what he bargained for. Fucked around and found out, play stupid games, won stupid prizes.
Now, Chud is 28 years old. To really fully understand this, he's 28 years old. For a judge to look you in your eyes and tell you that one of the charges you're being charged with could potentially keep you in jail for 60 years is him telling you could die in prison. Like, this is a life sentence. Heck, black folks, we merciful, all right? We are merciful. Even
merciful. But he ain't even got nobody he could tell on. Imagine that.
If we say, hey, Chud, if you get on bended knees and sing the Black National Anthem, we'll, recommend to the judge to take off 20 years. Even if we take off 20 years, hypothetically, of course, because ain't no mercy. We don't got no love or empathy for Chud. F him. But if we take off 20 years, at the age of 28 years old, being asked to walk down 40 is a life sentence. A 28 years old walking down 40 is walking down a life sentence, bro. Simple as that. And the one thing that stood out of all of this, out of everything, the one thing that stood out about Chud being in that courtroom, the judge pointed it out, people who I had in court pointed it out, people who was outside pointed it out. There were people outside protesting Chud. There were detractors of Chud in the courtroom protesting Chud. But the one thing nobody mentioned? Chud's supporters. Chud's family wasn't present. Nobody was
out there on the island, miserable. Misery loves company. That's what he wanted. That's what he needed. That's what he's begging for right before he went. And there was none to be found. That's crazy.
There to support Chud. It was Chud in that courtroom filled with a bunch of people who despise him and hate him for everything he has done. So at the age of 28 years old, you shot yourself, you went to jail, and you're facing attempted murder charges, and your family isn't even present to support you because you have made yourself the ultimate pariah. You fully crashed out. And you crashed out for a bunch of people who don't give a damn about you. This right here is a tale far too common on the internet. A guy ruining his life for validation from internet supporters, and then when he fully ruined it, they're nowhere to be found. Chud's last live stream before the shooting, Chud was talking about how the only support he had left was from his audience and his demographic. Where are they at now for Chud?
Who's helping me, bro? I can't even
go on and link up with them Aryan boys in that prison. And guess what? You can't even go in prison and do none of that bitch. Your people gonna f you over. You going to antagonize like that. They might feed you to the wolves. They don't just get you themselves. You got to go in there and be on your best behavior, sucker.
Like my whole family doesn't even me, bro.
Even if you down with the Aryans, they don't behave like that.
I don't have federal agents. I don't have organizations. I don't have people behind me except you guys.
In his brain, he really thought the people who was encouraging him to go out and disrespect black people and be racist, he really thought in his brain that these were the people who were going to be by his side when he got into the deep mess. They're not, bro. Your family was going to be by your side, but you made it almost impossible for them to support you. Bro, I'm sure not everybody in Chud's family is racist. I'm sure people in Chud's family is looking at what he does and said, bro, what type of monster are you? Bro, we can't deal with you.
You have?
Well, I have to check with him.
Okay, Mr. Finley's here. You been hired yet, Mr. Finley? I know you have a prior relationship with him in other cases.
No way, it's changed.
No, all right. So I'm going to appoint Mr. Finley right now to represent you. Should you make your bond and you want to hire Mr. If you make bond, you're going to need to probably hire Mr. Finley. I'm going to set this for preliminary hearing on the 26th of May. All right. That'll be inside the 14 days, Mr. Finley. Does that work for your calendar? Yes, sir. Not yet. I'm about to do that. I want to make sure he's got an attorney and all that stuff first.
Yes, sir. May 26th.
Okay. All right, bond. Bond's not been said yet. General, do you have a position on bond today?
You know, Mr. Ethelly is on bond on two cases, one from here, one from Davidson County. Pending a hearing where the court can be informed and make a decision based on following factors. I respectfully request to be held without bond until a day we could have a hearing. Okay. So the court can make an informed decision. Right now, it would just be arbitrary. Setting the number.
All right. Thank you, General. The court sets bond. We have a bond. When we have a bond hearing, we'll consider TCA 4011-118. The overriding intent of that statute now is to protect the public interest and public safety. Mr. Easley is on bond apparently on several other matters when this matter was allegedly committed. I'm looking at an A and then really a super D, a C, really 3 C's and an A really for tracking kind of purposes. It's pretty serious.
Your Honor mentioned criminal homicide. I
He's
thought that was
trouble.
attempted.
Did I say homicide? I meant to say attempted criminal homicide if I didn't.
Okay.
I thought I did, but that's still an A felony.
Yes.
Okay.
So Bondsman, we're gonna have.
I'm gonna set just a bond right now after we have our bail hearing. Then I'll let you make all the arguments. We can go through all the factors in the statute and see if that gets amended up or down. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to set initial bond at 1.25 million.
Cooked. No more. Absolutely cooked. 1.
Wait, but I thought that he had supporters raise him 100,000 on a GoFundMe overnight. Was that not true? I did hear that.
2.5 million. It was only 3 months ago when Chud was begging his white supremacist fans to donate money to him because he couldn't feed his family, because he didn't have any job to feed his family, and his business, is absolutely tarnished and ruined. Now, and by family, he meant himself, because this is a scam. Because the baby mama don't rock with Chud. She raises the son. The son was taken out of Chud's custody entirely. So Chud used his family and his son to raise money for himself. Yeah, so if you couldn't feed yourself 3 months ago, where are you getting money from to pay your bond? Now, people keep bringing up this, donation raised, right? Now, listen, Chud had raised about, $102,000 before his arrest. So when he was going out doing racist things, white supremacists and racists were donating to him to feed him to continue to start doing it. And a lot of that money, I believe, is already spent because Chud didn't have a job. Right, and Chud was traveling to Tennessee, Nashville, right, every day, right, staying in luxury Airbnbs, right, eating steak dinners. So a lot of his money is already gone. So let's just say he raised $65,000 since his arrest. That's still not enough for a bail or a bondsman. It's still not enough. And even if he does raise the 10%, he got about another 50-something thousand left to raise, the 125,000. Even if he raised the 10%, I got some more bad news for Chud that he probably don't want to hear. One of the bail bondsmen gave a statement. He responded back to a comment. And if Chud plans on making bond anytime soon, we got some bad news for him. Shout out to the brother Charlie Floyd from Clarksville for sending me this. Now, the bail bondsman goes, "We as bondsmen in Montgomery County have local rules which will require a bonding company per 100K bond. Sometimes they let us go up to 250K depending on circumstances." So that would make it to where at the very least, there would need to be 9 companies involved, if not more.
Damn.
So their local rule says that, that one bond company cannot insure or guarantee more than $250,000, right? It's really $100,000, but at the most they can do $250,000. Then Chud would have to find nine bond companies ready to take a chance on him. But again, more bad news for Chud because the bondsman is saying, all right, there's about 20 bail bondsmen in Montgomery County, and none of them is gonna touch this. There will need to be 9 companies involved, if not more, depending on the judge's decision. But I will say that out of the 20 companies that are here, majority of us have said we won't touch the bond due to the severity of the case and this man being a threat to our community. So realistically, if he doesn't have the 1.25 million, he will sit there. Wow. This man lives in a single wide trailer and grift for a living. He don't got it. He don't got it. Now, will the white supremacists and the racists raise 1.25 million for Chud? I doubt it, but that would be impressive if they do. Now, even if you do raise, let's say
I doubt it, but I wouldn't be extremely shocked. Oh, mama.
10%, right? And you do find a bill bondsman. Don't you have, for something like that high, don't you have to guarantee property or something?
Yeah, you gotta probably do a whole lot of that. But remember that lady that was calling that black kid the N-word at the park? They sure blessed her. You don't forget, we are in America.
Get you some money, you're gonna feel different.
Straight up.
You might even, all that other advice I could have gave you, this is the short version. you know, get you a couple dollars, man. You gonna feel
Next
good.
little net hustle. Big shout out to SPI, Spotter Low. You know, I'm in the black box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.